Another attempt to break a world record ends up in our final touch.
Well, Victoria Burgess is attempting to break the Guinness World Record for longest journey by stand-up paddleboard by making her way between Havana, Cuba, and Key West. She left this morning just before dawn, attempting the 100 to 120-mile crossing over the shark-infested. Hopes to make it to Key West sometime tomorrow. The athlete said she hopes the journey would foster a closer friendship between the U.S. and Cuba. Stay tuned.
News 3 at 5.
For now. Right now at 5, live team coverage in southern Wisconsin.
This is News 3 at 5.
All right, there is a live look at conditions outside right now as we look from the Edgewater Skycam over at downtown Madison.
That's a pretty cool looking live picture. A tornado warning expired about an hour ago for Dane County, but the rain continues to fall in some parts, and in some areas it's falling heavily. Yeah. Emergency crews are also out in other parts of our region at this hour. Funnel clouds were spotted this afternoon in Grant, Greene, and Lafayette counties.
And a News 3 viewer took this video of a funnel cloud. Again, this was near Platteville this morning. Do we have that video? Yeah, there it was over my shoulder. We have live team coverage as this storm system continues to push through the viewing area. Our crews are live tracking the damage that was left behind.
But first, let's start with meteorologist Dave Caulfield. He has been watching the weather system all afternoon, and he is in the Weather Center. Dave?
Well, the good news, Susan and Eric, is we don't have any active severe weather warnings at the present time. However, we do still have a heavy rain threat from these thunderstorms and showers that continue to move through southern Wisconsin. The heaviest rain right now moving into central Dane County, and this has actually produced some flash flooding in portions of Mount Horeb. We've gotten some pictures in that regard. So remember, we still are not out of the woods when it comes to these storms. Even though we don't have any warnings out right now, there is still a chance for another quick spin up or two as we head into the next couple of hours. And we're watching that heavy rain threat for basically all of southern Wisconsin as these storms continue to push to the east. Live look in downtown Madison, the Edgewater Skycam, some raindrops falling, but some heavy rain is possible over the next few hours. Temperatures are in the 60s and 70s. As we start to lose that daytime heating over the next few hours, then those storms will begin to die down in intensity. But for now, we still need to pay attention to that flash flooding threat over the next couple of hours. Dew points in the 60s and 70s. Wind speeds not too bad right now, especially if you're not in those thunderstorms. So this evening, showers and thunderstorms with heavy downpours, and some of those storms could be a little bit strong as well, with temperatures falling through the 60s. We'll have another look at the radar and track this hour by hour as we head into tomorrow in your first alert forecast.
All right, Dave, thank you very much for that update. Now, there have also been reports of possible tornadoes in Lafayette County.
Our Amy Reed joins us live right now near Argyle. Hi, Amy.
Hi, that's right. We're right outside of Argyle. We were actually able to find one of the spots where this possible tornado touched down. This is someone's garage just outside of town. It is pretty well destroyed, but still kind of standing. Now, they got some mowers under there that are stuck under there. We actually had some video sent in to us from a viewer where you can see kind of where this is touching down, kind of taking out this area. Now, standing around me, there's little fragments of just about everything. There's a van just out of sight. Then one of the doors is next to me. We're probably about 30 yards away. It definitely carried some of the debris around here. Now, the rain is letting up right now, but coming out here, it was pretty intense. Our windshield wipers were going as fast as they could. It was very low visibility, a lot of water built up on the side of the road. We're gonna go ahead and send it back to you.
All right, Amy, thanks so much.
Now, earlier today, there were multiple reports of a tornado in southwestern Wisconsin near Platteville. And that's where we find News 3's Keely Arthur tonight. Keely?
Well, no injuries to report here or any damage in Platteville, but certainly plenty of compelling video. We caught up with a man who was actually on the roof of this building when he saw the funnel. He took out his cell phone. Here is what he captured. This is video courtesy of John Scanlon. He works in Platteville at the Esterlines Technologies when he was doing maintenance work on the roof. spotting that tornado-like weather. He said it lasted for about 5 minutes, bobbing up and down in the sky before dissipating. We also caught up with the Platteville fire chief, who witnessed it while working his day job.
One of the employees looked out back and said, "I think that's a funnel cloud." And sure enough, it was a start of one of the funnel clouds and tornadoes that kind of went through the area. They were all real minor, small. They did make a little bit of ground touch with some debris, but just some little damage to some cornfields and a few tree branches and stuff.
Now, the Weather Service is working to confirm whether or not that was in fact a tornado. The Platteville Fire Department did have 12 firefighters on standby in case anything did happen. Again, no structural damage or injuries to report. Something else of note, there was no tornado siren. I talked to the fire chief as to why that happened. He said because it was so far away out of city limits and looked so kind of safe, or not really safe, but just not as big as you might expect a tornado to be, they decided not to have the sirens go off. But I did have multiple people in Platteville coming up to me asking me, hey, why didn't the sirens go off? This has happened before. So definitely some confusion there, but again, reporting no injuries, so everything is safe and good in Platteville.
All right, Keely Arthur reporting live in Platteville tonight. Keely, thank you.
Thank you, Keely. The amount of rain the Madison area has seen is a concern for city engineers. This is some video we just recorded on our backyard weather patio. It shows some of the flooding left behind by the heavy rain. Right now, the city's lakes are sitting at historic high levels. Levels for Lake Monona and Mendota have stabilized over the last few days, but still remain very high and are within 8 inches away from 100-year flood levels. People should be prepared for basement and possible street flooding, since the levels are at a point this year where storm drains are not always able to do their job. City engineers are asking residents to help clear storm drains of grains and leaves near their homes. And Madison is offering free sandbags for residents. The sand is available at several locations around town. Some are listed on your screen there. The city keeps adding locations, so check out our website, channel3000.com, for the latest information. Anyone taking sand will need to bring a shovel.
And firefighters say lightning is to blame for a fire at a Middleton apartment complex. A bolt struck a building part of the Meadow Ridge apartments during this morning's storms. The apartments are on Lisa Lane. Firefighters say the lightning caused a small amount of damage to the roof area. No one was hurt. Today, severe weather taking place on Wisconsin's Lightning Safety Awareness Day of all days. State leaders that are a part of Ready Wisconsin are taking the day to remind people to get inside during such storms. Pay attention to the forecast if you're planning to be outside. 7 Wisconsinites have been killed by a lightning strike in the past decade, and across the country, lightning injures hundreds of people each and every year. If your plans depend on the weather, you need to get our accurate 12-hour and 10-day forecast up to the moment. Traffic information as well, all on the go. Simply download our Channel 3000 First Alert Weather and Traffic app and be the first to know.
Weather is also impacting a major bike race in Janesville. People from all across the world are in Janesville today, participating and watching. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter shares how the Grand Prix is benefiting the city.
The historic streets of downtown Janesville are completely transformed today for the first ever Janesville Grand Prix.
It's something downtown Janesville hasn't seen quite like this. Bike racing. And it's got people excited.
I'm actually really impressed with the number of people I've seen and the support that we're already seeing everywhere along the race course. So it's kind of, it's infectious.
Typically, it would take a year to plan an event like this. Janesville organizers were given about 6 months. But today, their hard work has paid off.
I had a vision in my mind of what this looks like, and this is it. And I knew it'd be a really, really big deal, and we pulled it off. I mean, they're racing.
This Grand Prix race is part of an 11-city tour across America's Dairyland. Janesville is one of the smaller cities on the tour, but organizers feel it can hold its own.
We're ready with our downtown redevelopment, our town square, our water park. We're ready for events like this.
And for the businesses that have been on these streets for years, today is special.
So much has happened to this community to knock it down, and it's impressive how much that we're doing to try to bring us back up.
And again, this is just the first year for this event, but organizers hope this can be a staple for downtown Janesville for years to come. In Janesville, Adam Duxter, WISC News 3.
Storms temporarily stopped the event today around 3 o'clock, but it started back up and we'll have more races throughout the evening.
A Beloit police lieutenant has been named the State Department of Justice's first ever director of the newly created Office of School Safety. Kristen Devitt has more than 600 hours of specialized police and child welfare training and currently oversees school resource officers in the Beloit School District. Devitt will start her new role July 9th. City officials are monitoring high blue-green algae levels at two Madison beaches. Olin and Schluter beaches, both on Lake Monona, are closed right now. The beaches will reopen when their blue-green algae levels drop down.
You'll be able to fly nonstop from Madison to Florida soon. Sun Country Airlines is coming to the Dane County Regional Airport and will offer two nonstop flights from Madison to Southwest Florida International Airport in Fort Myers and to Tampa International Airport. Seasonal flights to Fort Myers will operate twice a week, departing Mondays and Fridays starting at the end of September. Fares will start around $80. Flights to Tampa will depart on Wednesdays and Saturdays starting at the end of September, and those flights start at $75. Still to come on News 3 at 5, the debate over immigration continues this week at the White House as the president doubles down on his call to ramp up deportations.
And the president threatens Harley-Davidson on Twitter as the company announces plans to move some operations overseas.
President Trump is hailing a Supreme Court ruling that upholds his administration's travel ban. In a 5-4 decision, The court sided with the Trump administration. The Supreme Court rejected a challenge that the policy discriminated against Muslims or exceeded the president's authority. The president's executive order bans nationals of 7 countries from entering the United States. In 5 of those countries, a majority of the residents are Muslim.
The president also pushing ahead with his call for the immediate deportation of immigrants caught crossing the border illegally. President Trump pushing ahead with his call for that, involving immigration judges.
The countries it's called, I'm sorry, you can't come in, you have to leave. This one, we have judges. If they step on our land, we have judges. It's insane. So we're going to have to change our...
The president has blamed Democrats for wanting open borders, which he says allow bad people to enter the country. The immigration debate has seen rhetoric intensifying on all sides, and the intensity of the moment has leaders on both sides of the aisle urging more civility in the debate.
No one should call for the harassment of political opponents. That's not right. That's not American.
We're close to reaching rock bottom and continuing to dig. I just don't like this. I don't believe either side should be ugly to the other side.
But with midterm elections just months away, the war of words may well escalate.
Voters in New York, Utah, Oklahoma, Maryland, and Colorado head to the polls today in key primary elections. Former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney is hoping to win the Republican nomination for a Utah Senate seat. President Trump is urging South Carolina voters to cast their ballots for incumbent Governor Henry McMaster. Trump held a rally with Governor McMaster last night, talking to people about trade and immigration. And we will have the results from today's primaries tonight on News 3 at 10.
The president says Harley-Davidson will be, quote, taxed like never before if the company moves production overseas. He sent a flurry of tweets this morning threatening the company. One of those tweets reads, quote, a Harley-Davidson should never be built in another country. Never. If they move, watch. It will be the beginning of the end. They surrendered. They quit. Governor Walker not engaging with the president as he criticizes Harley-Davidson. Harley announced yesterday it plans to move some production overseas because of tariffs it faces in an escalating trade dispute between the United States and the European Union. A spokeswoman for Governor Walker says the governor believes there should be no tariffs or trade barriers, as the president stated earlier this month at the G7 summit. The governor is a fan of Harley motorcycles and has ridden one all over Wisconsin. His love for the bikes carried over in his presidential campaign when he said his Secret Service code name would be Harley.
Wisconsin Democratic candidate for governor Matt Flynn says he is not dropping out of the race, even though Democratic lawmakers are calling for him to get out. 2 fellow Democratic lawmakers called for him to leave because of legal work that Flynn did defending the Milwaukee Archdiocese against claims of sexual abuse by priests from 1989 to 2004.
Well, we were getting so much rain on our backyard patio. Our little pond over there was overflowing and the fish were trying to escape. Dave Caulfield with the umbrella on the backyard patio. Have we rounded up the fish escapee, Dave?
I think so. I don't blame them at all. With all this heavy rain coming through southern Wisconsin, it's enough to make you want to escape wherever you are, because we've had rainfall amounts of about 2 to 3 inches over just the last 2 to 3 hours or so. So once you get those inch per hour rainfall rates, it can be very tough to avoid flash flooding. We've already gotten some reports of that in Mount Horeb. We are looking at Doppler track right now. We can see still some scattered showers and thunderstorms across southern Wisconsin. Zooming in, that really heavy bout of showers and storms has moved a little bit south of Madison, still in Dane County, and some more thunderstorms trying to sneak into Wisconsin from the Illinois state line. Our high-resolution Doppler showing still some very strong pockets of rain. And as we head into the next couple of hours, that's what this event kind of transitions into. Yes, there is a chance of a quick spin-up or maybe a severe thunderstorm or two, but it's really a heavy rain event as we head into later tonight. We've already had some reports this morning and into the afternoon of some tornadoes and funnel clouds. First, it was south of Platteville. We had some video on social media of a tornado near County Road D and County Road H. And then just about an hour later near Rui, a possible tornado touchdown. And then near Blanchardville, tornado was on the ground for some time. And as I mentioned, the rain has been really impressive from these showers and thunderstorms. Plenty of fuel in the atmosphere left over to help these storms produce heavy rain. 2 to 3.5 inches of rain being reported in just the last 12 hours across portions of southern Wisconsin. Check out this photo from Megan Marie in Mount Horeb. You can see those that car trying to get through that flash flooding there, and this is a good reminder to, if you do encounter flooding, turn around, don't drown. I know it's really hard. You need to get to where you need to get to, and you're trying to get out of this heavy rain, but it doesn't take a lot of rain at all to send any car down the river, so to speak, and you can get in a lot of trouble with not that much rain. And so be careful, turn around, don't drown. In Madison, we've had some pretty ominous clouds right now. A little bit of sunshine trying to break through. 64 degrees right now in Madison with an east wind at 5 miles per hour. Temperatures are in the 60s and 70s. Actually, a lot of sunshine in Janesville over the past hour, sending temperatures into the upper 70s, so a big temperature contrast. Dew points are in the 60s. It's less where all that rain has fallen in Madison, but still dew points in the 70s, so plenty of fuel out there for some more storms to cause some damage. Wind speeds out of the south and east at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, and in those thunderstorms, those winds are going to go up. Our high temperature trend, here's our another big story. Once we get rid of these storms later tonight, we get temperatures in the low to mid 90s for the start of the weekend, with heat index values in the low to mid single, or I should say triple digits. I wish single digits. It's going to be a lot hotter than that, though. So upcoming alert days, we have this evening still as an alert day for the storms, and also Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for some high heat and humidity levels and some strong thunderstorm chances as well. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms with downpours still possible, but I do think a lot of this shower and thunderstorm activity will wrap up by the time we get to about 9 or 10 tonight. Tomorrow, variable cloudiness. Can't rule out a spotty shower, nothing like what we're seeing today, with highs in the upper 70s. So future track showing things getting a little bit calmer towards the 9 p.m. hour, and you can see really once we lose that daytime heating and that energy, a lot of those showers really do wrap up quickly. So a spotty shower possible tomorrow with temperatures in the upper 70s. Then we get clearing, and then the hot and humid weather visits us. Temperatures will be in the mid 80s on Thursday with heat index values in the low 90s, and temperatures just go up from there. So we have those alert days in the forecast as we take a look at the 7-day forecast for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the high heat and humidity levels, and some stronger thunderstorms possible on Sunday. We get all that heat and humidity to build up. That is possible. Here's your first alert traffic update. Todd Drive and the Beltline, definitely some wet roads, and if you do encounter flooding, I'll say it once, I'll say it again, turn around, don't drown, try to find an alternate route because it is not safe on those flooded roadways. You don't know how deep that water is. Lots of delays on the Beltline in both directions from about Stoughton Road all the way through Verona Road, and things are really not looking too much better. However, the rain has stopped for some of us, so at least that's good news. Verona Road to John Nolan Drive, that's 15 minutes with an average speed of around 15 miles per hour. And that is your first alert traffic. Hopefully we don't have any more spin-ups over the next couple of hours. That's the last thing that we need. That is possible, but it really does look like this is transitioning to more of a heavy rain threat, so we'll have to keep the umbrellas handy and hopefully not get too much flooding over the next few hours.
A lot of water out there.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Tread carefully. Dave, thank you very much.
Thanks, Dave.
News 3 hopes you'll join our Hunger Hero Squad as we look to keep children fed throughout the summer. How you can help our mission. That's next at 5.
We want
A grocery store and dairy company are making sure that people who rely on food pantries have access to milk. Roundy's and Kemp's donated 2,700 gallons of milk to food pantries in Madison and Milwaukee. 1,400 gallons went to Second Harvest Food Bank of Southern Wisconsin. Those who run that pantry say milk isn't something that a lot of people get at food pantries. 1 in 6 children, by the way, in Dane County are looking for their next meal.
And that's why all of us here at News 3 are teaming up with the Goodman Community Center in Madison, the East Side Hy-Vee. Just one of those businesses partnering with us this week. All of the food will then be donated to the Goodman Community Center. And the goal is to find enough hunger heroes to send a bag of groceries home with 300 children and families enrolled in the Goodman Community Center summer programs every Friday. The biggest need right now is non-perishable food items.
You'd really be surprised how much outpouring of support there is when we do things like this. You know, it's one of the first times I did one of these promotions, I was flabbergasted by the amount of items that people donated. And you'd even see some folks in 2-3 times in a week that were just shopping to donate. And, you know, that was one of the coolest things for me, just to see how much people really do care.
Great generosity at the East Side Hy-Vee. You can donate any of those non-perishable food items at the customer service desk. You can also donate to Goodman Community Center directly or stop by Festival Foods on East Wash to make a small donation that'll benefit the effort. And tune in on Thursday to News 3. We'll be holding a phone bank from 4 to 6:30 p.m. We've got a special page on our website with more information on how you can help. Just go to channel3000.com/hungerheroes. And we'll have another check of this rainy weather when we return. Stay with us.
Tonight on the CBS Evening News, we are in San Francisco, home of the Ninth Circuit Court, which first knocked down a travel ban before the Supreme Court restored it today. We also spoke to a broad range of voters in our focus panel with dramatically different views on immigration. Also, the story behind today's Medal of Honor recipient. Tonight on the CBS Evening News from San Francisco.
And more rain on the way tonight?
Yeah, unfortunately, that flash flooding threat is not exactly over, especially for spots like McFarland, where that heavy downpour is heading right about now. Also Stoughton in the next couple of minutes. As we zoom out, we could see some more showers on the way for portions of southern Wisconsin over the next few hours. I do think as we head closer to about 9 or 10, that's when a lot of this will start to die down. The energy just isn't there at that point. Temperatures will reach the upper 70s, maybe with a few sprinkles or light showers tomorrow, but nothing like we saw today. So we can definitely take a few breathers tomorrow.
All right, we'll have more updates in a half hour on News 3 at 6. The CBS Evening News coming your way next. Stay tuned.